There's nothing better than having legal support, right? And we have a legal team of attorneys who help our InterNACHI home inspectors. And we developed a series of videos, legal FAQ, frequently asked questions video playlist. So click the link to contact the legal department and watch some videos. So we have a video here, for example.
Hi, I'm Joe Denler. I'm the General Counsel for the Elite family of companies and the Director of Claims for the InterNACHI RPG insurance program. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about callbacks and complaints and give you some tips for effective handling of those issues. Callbacks and complaints generally happen when your client either doesn't understand what was written in your report or discovers a condition after the inspection that they believe should have been caught. Whenever you receive a callback or a complaint from your client, it's important that you immediately respond in a professional manner. If at all possible, make arrangements to get back out to the site as soon as possible so that you can see the conditions that are being complained about. More importantly, so you can document those conditions. When we talk about claims with home inspectors, we generally have a period of time after your inspection where we hear nothing from these people. During that period, they'll generally make repairs. If those repairs are completed before you have a chance to document what was there and what they complained about, it makes it very difficult for us to defend you because we can't prove what the conditions were when they were first discovered. It's also critical that you take as many photos as possible when you go back to the property. Don't give anything away. While it's our natural instinct to be helpers in some respects, understand that you have a responsibility to yourself and your business to make sure that you don't put yourself at more risk by agreeing to repair or replace something that you might not be responsible for. The best practice is to go to the property, get every piece of information you can possibly get, take all the pictures you can possibly take, then go back to your office and review everything, preferably with me as the Director of Claims for the program. Once we have that information, it makes it much easier for us to prepare an adequate response to that claim. The other thing you need to remember always is when you talk about communications related to callbacks and complaints, anything in writing lives forever. I noticed lately that people have a habit of getting into tit-for-tat discussions with their clients over text, over email, or worse on social media. You should remember that any of those communications can be used in a later civil action or arbitration proceeding against you. As you can imagine, any good plaintiff's lawyer is going to use everything they have available to them to represent their client. This may include using inflammatory pre-suit communications in writing and showing them to a jury or a judge. While they may not necessarily relate to the liability, you got to remember that juries in particular are just people. They make decisions based on a number of things, and unfortunately, it's not always the evidence presented to them. We never want to give them a reason to believe that you were unfair to your client or that you didn't respond in a professional manner to your client's complaint. For that reason, it's critically important that you not have any kind of written arguments or written items where somebody can use that against you later in a civil action. Always remember that you're the voice of your business and you always have to be the professional, even when your client is not. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you again soon.
Cool. So go to nachi.org/insurance and sign up for that program so you can take full advantage of all the legal services that we have. So back to the link. Click the link for free legal advice. I'd watch that entire playlist with Joe. He's very good. And he has a lot of really good tips on how you can set yourself up for success in handling complaints. Because that sometimes is the number one issue for home inspectors. What happens if I make a mistake? Or what happens if a client goes bad? Or what if I get a complaint on the phone or an email or something? So personally, I loved forcing my clients in handwriting, in our agreement, that when an issue arises, that they give me a chance to come out and re-inspect, just like Joe recommended. Go out there and document. Don't promise anything, don't fix anything, don't try to resolve anything right there. Just look at what's going on. And every time that I did that, and it's happened to me, every time I go back and see what is going on, it's usually like when you go face to face with somebody who has a problem and they're not texting you, but they're looking at you face to face, a lot of things just simply dissolve. And a lot of issues are resolved in that manner. And it's not documented until it's all over and you go back to the office, and all the heated texting or emailing kind of dissolves when you're there, and it's easier to resolve those issues. So one of those things is go back and see if you can take pictures and document your observations. So when you're initially doing your home inspection, a ton of pictures, video, document really well. If there's a complaint, use a form in order to capture that data. I like that customer survey, and we can use that to document what my client felt about my service. Were they happy or not? And so they have that survey, and I'll remind them, or my attorney will, of how they thought right after the home inspection, how great and thorough and complete and full my inspection was, right? And then we explain to them that conditions change, sometimes immediately after I leave the inspection property. Sometimes the condition of the home changes drastically, especially during a weather event. So don't fret, don't worry, you're not alone. InterNACHI provides a ton of legal resources for you, and I would invest the time and click that link and watch all those videos on that playlist.